We have another 2024 NBA mock draft video to go over with you guys today. And in this one, I'm going to be talking about who I think the San Antonio Spurs should select with their first round pick. Of course, at the time of making this video, we don't know the draft lottery just yet. So I will be going off based off standings where the San Antonio Spurs will have the third overall pick. Again, if you guys haven't already, I do highly recommend you guys go and check out my full mock draft though, which will be linked in the description down below, so you guys get to see who I have all the other teams selecting. And if you're wondering why I didn't take a certain player you guys maybe wanted me to take, it might be because he has already been selected to a different team with a higher pick. So I do highly recommend you guys go and check out that video so you're all up to date. But yeah, we've got one of the best drafting teams in the NBA's history to talk about today, and I have no doubt they're probably gonna nail the I'm not a carpenter. What's the expression here? They're gonna nail the head something. What am I doing with my life? I should probably go learn how to build. Whatever. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now, with the third overall pick, we have the San Antonio Spurs, and this is definitely one of the hardest picks to do because we know that in a lot of drafts, the Spurs don't traditionally take the most common player that everyone has them taking other than Victor Wembanyama. Of course, Jeremy Sohan was definitely an interesting pick, such a Spurs player. Again, not a lot of people had him going at 9, but I think if you knew how the Spurs really drafted and went about their game plan, then yeah, it made a ton of sense. So I really had to kind of take that into factor while I think doing this mock draft with the San Antonio Spurs. And with all that being said and done, I actually do think with the third overall pick, they might select Nikola, who is definitely a really hard one to grade because I think a couple of weeks ago would have been a very logical pick 3, but as you guys have probably heard, a couple of reports here and there have had him sliding to 5 and 6. I still think he makes a ton of sense to have on this San Antonio Spurs team, considering he does a lot of really, really good things that they need. They, of course, like to bring in their foreign players as well. He is an elite playmaker with great passing vision and great instincts. I really do think this is the type of guy who would be a really awesome player to have with Wembanyama long term and also have as his point guard. Not only is he an elite playmaker who, again, is extremely versatile with all of that, he actually has a pretty good looking 3-point stroke as well, and he's a pretty nice defender. Also being listed at 6'6" to 6'7", depending on what page you of course are looking at, this guy should be able to again switch 1 through 3, definitely on both of those guards. I just think this makes a ton of sense for the San Antonio Spurs. In my opinion, Tre Jones is a good point guard. I like Tre Jones, but I think he would be better served as a backup point guard in the league, especially at the moment. Again, he has improved, I think, a fair bit this season, but I think it's time now to bring in a dude who can be a really, really good playmaker for this team, an absolute floor general who also fits into the defensive system that the San Antonio Spurs have wanted to do quite a bit. And something that I actually really like about this pick as well is I think one of the best things about the San Antonio Spurs right now is that I think they have a decent amount of shot creators, right? They've got Wembanyama, they've got Vassell, and of course they've got Keldon Johnson, who has been moved to a bit of a 6-man type of role. But you got those 3 really good shot creators, I think, on this team. Of course, you would maybe like a 4th or so, but I think you can possibly find that in free agency. I think the best part about Topic is this guy I think can play not only off ball, but I don't think he needs the ball in his hands to be a really good player. I don't think he needs to be a shot creator on this team, considering they've already got all of those guys to do that role. I think if Vassell, Johnson, and Wembanyama had a really good playmaker who could also go and be a three-point shooter, that would really do a lot of good to this San Antonio Spurs team. I just think this makes a ton of sense in terms of that. And if they really want to get back to that old Greg Popovich style of being one of the best, if not the best defensive teams in the league, I think Topic, helps that as well, as he is a versatile defender who is also 6'6", 6'7", who can possibly, of course, switch, I think, not only in the 1 and 2, but hopefully on, the other 3 as well. Again, this dude is also, as I said, not only tall, but he is a pretty big dude who has a lot of strength. Again, his defensive ability is really, really good. Decent three-point shooter, can play make. He's good around the rim as well and can draw contact in the lane, being a pretty good creative finisher around the rim. Again, he might not be the most elite, I think, first step kind of guy, and his burst isn't necessarily that good. Of course, being a taller point guard, it might come with him being a little bit slower than most point guards in the NBA. Yeah, this is just a great pick by the San Antonio Spurs, and I definitely think this could be the decision they, of course, do decide to go with. Of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below, guys. What do you think about my NBA mock draft? Do you guys agree with my top 5 picks? Again, picks 6 through 10 will be, of course, coming very soon. Then most likely the lottery after that. And could I do another first round this year? I'm not exactly too sure, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. This has been my way too early 2024 NBA mock draft. Hope you enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.